Echo 3 to Echo 7. On over 388.
Echo Station 338.
Spotted Imperial Walker.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. Two guarantees, and man, this shirt looks big. Two guarantees in life. Two guarantees in life. When you come to an Echo Base Network, yeah, I said that. When you come to an Echo Base Network live stream, I will be here and Rissman will be here. Those are your two guarantees in life. That's pretty much it. I have sent messages out to our other compatriots, the DA, Knee Pain. Not sure if they're going to be here or not. If they pop in, then awesome. If not, hey, you got me. Crickets, right? Crickets. Okay, forget that. You got Rissman. Yeah, where's my audio? I am so out of practice, guys. You got Rissman. Oh no, that was the wrong one. You got Rissman. Yay! And Nick will be here sometime. Yeah, that's about right. He texted me literally 1 minute before the stream started to say, "Hey, can you push it back? I'm still at dinner." No, but he'll be here. He will be here as soon as possible. So, want to say hello to everybody. Welcome to our weekly Thursday night live stream. Hey, better late than never. In all seriousness, I had a football game and I have super red cheeks. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Had a football game, had to go to Thursday night. So we had to push it back. Nick is not in a place where he can stream right now on a Thursday night unless I'm here. So anyways, and we don't want to be unfair to Rissman. His back is already sore. Okay. So let's see. Welcome to all of our members, our mods, our subscribers, and even any guest out there. Nothing's more important than you, the EBN, the Echo-Based Network community. That's what we are. Want to say hello to Rich's Political Nonsense, John Riley, Ted's Nerd World, Venger, Debbie Young, Light Trail Pictures, Sodak Chopper, Lombardi, 1969, Donna Hergenrither, Felix Kiros, Star Wars Mom, Matt Rissman, the lovely Cherie Sherry. Yeah, got it. I know one of those is right. Scott Westbrook, John Riley, Graf Webb, Marino's Goat, Legion of Maul, Blazer Hawk Darren, Stephen Yarnell, the Duxon, and Andrew Wall. Thank you guys so much. Tonight's agenda, as always, we discuss the highs and lows of our favorite entertainment together with you as we dip our toes into a little bit of nostalgia as well. There are 4 ways that you can support the channel here at your Echo-Based Network that we would greatly appreciate. You can join us with a channel membership. You saw the brand new Echo-Based Network pre-show just a few moments ago. It was updated today with our current list of council members, masters, and our patrons. So we appreciate that. And to the other tier memberships, we appreciate you very much as well. You can join us over on Patreon. You can send in a super chat. And most importantly, you can just be here, unlike some people. Okay. So anyways, that was funny, wasn't it? Well, yeah. Rissman's laughing. So I know it's funny if he's laughing, because if it's not funny, he tells me. All right. Little housekeeping. You know what? I'm gonna let Rissman come in and do the housekeeping. And the man with the hurt leg is here as well. We're going to bring him in just a second also. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you have been waited with bated breath. Well, Rissman, welcome back to Echo-Based Network.
Thank you, Coach. And hopefully they've been waiting at least with breath, right? We hope everyone's waiting at least with breath, whether it's bated.
We do hope that, yes. So little housekeeping item. Tell everybody where they will be able to see you on June the 19th and 20th.
June the 19th at the ICCCCCC Con. Yeah. How about that? Is that enough C's? I never know how many C's there's supposed to be.
3
C's. Okay.
ICCC Con.
There you go. I never know if it's ICC Con or ICC.
ICC.
2 C's in a con.
Imperial
right?
Commissary Collectors Convention.
Yes.
ICC Con.
Yeah. 3 C's in an on.
You know, I was actually the first person who coined it icon.
Really?
When I said that, Havens was like, I like that. And I'm like, You've been spelling icon for years, just with a long C. It's icon.
Well, and the real name
Almost
is quite a
like,
mouthful. It's quite a mouthful, right? So I can
it really
understand why
is.
they would want to abbreviate it.
Yes. So, anyways, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to be back here. Somebody even said in the chat, it's like old times on a Saturday night back at Echo Base Network. I knew it couldn't last. I knew it couldn't last.
Saturday night at Echo Base Network. This is just like old times. Hello to Zoran the Barbarian. The show just started. Says it is his first time here. So everybody please give Zoran a warm welcome. Very, very cool. What is up, Stephen? Good to see you, man. I'm pretty sure I said, I did say Stephen in the chat or in the intro there, but good to see you, man. Good to see your face. Good to see your face. All right, everybody. So let's bring in the one, the only man with the hurt leg. Hello, sir.
I guess they let anyone on the show, don't they?
Yeah,
they do.
Show. Appreciate that. Yes, sir, indeed. All right. So, look, we're just going to jump right into it. Nick will be here as soon as he is able to.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Look, I'm just relaying his message. I'm just relaying the message. All right. So we got a lot that we're going to talk about. We got a lot that we're going to go through tonight. Just to kind of give you a heads up, you saw the title of the stream probably. We're gonna get to the big things. So we're gonna talk a little Alien Earth. We're gonna talk Tron. We're gonna talk some Spaceballs. We're gonna talk a little Star Wars. But to start the show off, we got a couple of smaller little topics that I just thought was really interesting. One thing that a lot of us share is collectibles. You know, we love the collectibles. That's part of this culture that we all share. A lot of us are around the same age. I remember my family laughing and rolling around in the floor laughing at me when I was running up and down or back and forth through our den when I was a kid like I was Gobo. Fraggle Rock had come on. It was a great intro song, and I'm running towards the TV and back like Gobo, and my older brother and sisters and parents were just rolling, laughing, and I did it every time. It was like a family tradition with Fraggle Rock. So we saw this article here, Jim Henson Company to auction historic puppets from Fraggle Rock, Labyrinth, The Dark Crystal, and more to mark the 70th anniversary. And there are some pretty neat things here. Now, there are not all like old classic antiquity items, okay? We're talking about some things that were newer, like the Netflix production of The Dark Crystal, whatever that show was called. I watched the first episode and I couldn't do it. It was too different for me. I love the franchise, but that show was not good. But you see in the picture there, that's the original Traveling Matt.
Yep.
The full size. That's Gobo's uncle who would write letters and show up occasionally in an episode. And do you remember Gobo having to sneak upstairs to where the older gentleman was at with the dog Sprocket?
Yep.
It was always up there to go get the letter that Traveling Matt had sent. So it was always in the trash can. Gobo would have to sneak in and barely make it before Sprocket tore him to bits, or to paper mache or something. So anyways, there's a lot of cool items here. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, the Gelfling full body 1-to-1 that I did see it. There, right there.
Yeah.
That's from the Age of Resistance show. So they're predicting.
Look a little freaky there.
Yeah, a little freaky. I agree. I agree. That's a little freaky. They're predicting this to go for $15,000 to $25,000.
Oh,
that's kind of wild to me. Now, Traveling Matt, let's see where he was at. The price was way out of my range for Traveling Matt. Let's see. You got props. You got weapons. Let's see. Oh, there's the original Goblin helmet from Labyrinth. They're predicting it go between $2,000 and $3,000. Not terrible. Not, if you love Labyrinth, you could drop $2,000 on a collectible that's straight from the production. That's an original. That's a pretty neat piece. But here it is. Fraggle Rock. They estimate Traveling Matt, the original puppet, to go between $40,000 and $60,000. And I just thought that was really, really neat.
Listen, mats are expensive, Coach. They're expensive.
Mats are not expensive, but that one is.
I always loved Traveling Matt because he had 2 T's. I always thought it was cool. You find a lot of mats with only 1 T, like you're stepping on them, right? So I always thought Traveling Matt was great.
Yep, pretty good right there. Let's see, Jet Sparks 373. Since ICCC is held in Nashville, I don't need to pay for any hotel fare, considering a family that's where he grew up. So he knows people there. He's got people he can stay with. So that's very, very cool, man. Nick and I will be looking at getting a Airbnb. A lot of people, shut up. A lot of people, that has not worked out in the past. I will let you know that too. Anytime you make plans with Nick, you are in for an adventure. But I think everybody knows that. Now, another comment here by Jet Sparks 373. You might not be wrong. I hope you're wrong, but you might not be wrong. We're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. And what is going on, Blazer Hawk Darren? Good to see you. Ted, Coach waiting for an Ewok suit so he can redo his dance.
No. Not going to do it.
I would be unable to do that at this point. I would be unable to. I trimmed.
TMI.
I trimmed.
Okay, good. You escaped. We call it scaping.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't. If I took my shirt off right now, I would not look like Austin Powers.
Nice.
Put it that way. Anyways, but no worries. I'm not going to be doing that. Not today. Anyways. All right. So that is.
So, Coach, before we leave this, I saw this comment. I think it was R&B or someone made a comment online that I agreed with. He said these belong in a museum, and it made me think. Wouldn't it be great if somehow these things could end up in the George Lucas Museum, right? As opposed to getting auctioned off. And I mean, I guess an auction is what an auction is, but I mean, these are really more than memorabilia, right? I mean, these are pieces of really history and such. So, and who knows, maybe someone from the museum will be there bidding on things. I don't know. I just hate to see this stuff auctioned off. It's just very nostalgic,
Yeah, I agree with that. Payne, any thoughts about, The Dark Crystal came out in 1982.
Yeah.
Labyrinth came out around, I don't know, 87, 88, I'm guessing. So you could own a piece of this history, but does it belong in a museum, Payne?
I would like to think so. Like, just, you never know. A lot of these props, and I've showed you pictures of the archives. One thing, I've been in these film archives. They tell you don't touch because they're very fragile. And you just don't know the kind of house they're going to. Like someone's kid. Like I wouldn't try. Actually, that's part of I wouldn't have a collectible in my house because my kids they'd break it. You probably don't let your kids in your office area, but
they know not to open up my cabinets.
I guess it's like we're just hoping whoever takes it is responsible. But
it's kind of nice. My kids don't care either. They don't give a flip about my Star Wars collection.
I would prefer that, but then who would be the museum? I mean, other than George. George is one of the few people that just I think really seem to respect that's left that respects. The old onset props. And I remember when we started hearing about the sequel trilogy that they weren't, they were just destroying and trashing a lot of the set props. And we were like, what? And it's like, oh, Disney doesn't care. And they cherry pick a few things to send to the archives to keep. But, George, I think, George and Peter Jackson seem to kind of cherish props a lot more. And unfortunately, I think newer generations just don't. Newer generations, like my kids, right? We tried to do a family trip to Yellowstone. Hey, you can see bison, bears. Like I can see this on YouTube. People want to see everything digitally. I think it's I would prefer to be in a museum, but unfortunately, I think there's just losing interest in that. And who's going to fund it, manage it?
I couldn't imagine being able to go into a museum and seeing like the original Kermit the Frog puppet that was used in the first movie.
Yeah.
Or like Traveling Matt right here, things from the Dark Crystal, like the original Crystal Shard. I got, overwhelmed with emotion when I went to the New York Public Library and saw original things written in Sanskrit.
Yeah.
When I saw Washington's farewell address written, a written copy of his farewell address, letters written by Thomas Jefferson. Like there were a lot of things that just blew me away. And it was an emotional experience for me. I do happen to love a lot of history, not all history, but that really appealed to me. I couldn't even imagine seeing like, there's the screen used Vader helmet from Empire Strikes Back. Man, we should be able to have that chance to be able to see those things.
Or they'll just auction it off for millions of dollars, right? I mean, we just...
and it'll go in somebody's collection and you'll never see it again.
I did see a report not too long ago, or I have to find an article about how museums in general, not just film museums, but museums are struggling. That's becoming more of a thing of the past.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to fall in the collector hands. So we can only hope it falls into responsible hands, unfortunately. But it means we can't ever see it.
Exactly. Gone.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to move right on. We did have someone pass away that meant a lot to us growing up. Ron Friedman, the man who wrote a great deal of Transformers the movie. He wrote a lot of both Transformers and had a huge part in writing G.I. Joe episodes that aired from 1982 through 1987. Ron Friedman has passed away at the age of 93. So we just want to, thoughts and prayers to his family. But, an iconic cornerstone to my childhood for sure, because you're talking a lot of the things I grew up when I ran out in the backyard after watching G.I. Joe, pretending that I was in one of their adventures. It was his stories that resonated with me. He basically taught me, was one of the people, how to have an imagination. When I got my G.I. Joe and Transformer toys out, and even my Star Wars toys out, a lot of the things that he wrote about helped me be able to create stories in my own head. And many of you got to see the outcome of those stories when I did some stop motion videos a while back. Oh, anyways. But yeah, Ron Friedman has passed away. Risman, I know that you saw this. Any comments there about Ron Friedman's death?
No, just same as what you were saying. I mean, when I saw this, I was, of course, I'm always wowed that because people get older, you don't hear so much about them, maybe as they age and all that. So I was like, my first thought was, gosh, I didn't even know he was still with us. And then my second thought was, wow, without him, a lot of the franchises that we're still talking about to this day and the things that we really loved as kids that are even still part of the zeitgeist today, they would not have existed without him and his writing. So 93 is a long time, but you never want to see or hear people go. It affected me a little bit for sure.
Absolutely. Knee pain?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we're going to see more of this, people that really inspired us. And the thing is, you kind of forget about them. I think the names, and then it comes up, it's like, oh, that was the person.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't know. You learn about these people, and I think whenever they pass, I don't always learn about their actual names until after they pass it. And it was like, man, I wish I knew more before then. So it's always sad.
That's one of the really cool things about the ICC con, because he gets a lot of those. I don't know what I would call them. there's the A-list celebrities, and he gets those. He from time to time he will get those. I saw William Shatner there. Okay. He'll definitely get those, but he gets a lot of the writers and creators, people who worked on puppets. And for the fandom, man, sometimes that's even more thrilling to meet those people. I got to meet Ula, Femi Taylor, at ICCC. Donna Hergenrether made it happen. She said, "You go speak to her right now." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And it was a great moment. And I was I know I've told this story a whole lot. Femi Taylor was walking through the parking lot with Mark Dodson, who did Salacious Crumb and other things as well in Star Wars. I can't even remember the other gentleman who also did. I'm gonna have to look that up. But anyways, Femi Taylor's walking across, and I said, "Hey, Ula," and she turned around and she looks at me, and I had already had a few drinks.
Bahama Mamas.
And I say, "Girl," and keep in mind, she's from the UK, so she's not used to hearing Southern ghetto like this. I said, "Girl, I've had a crush on you my whole life." And she said, "Charmed." And then we took pictures together. It was awesome. So thank you, Donna, for that. But yeah, a lot of these kind of people, like the Ron Friedman, you'd be able to meet somebody like him at this convention. And I just think it's brilliant. Very sad for Transformers and G.I. Joe fans this week. And like Nee Payne said, we're going to be getting a lot more of this as we get older.
Yeah.
It's like every week or two, somebody else is gone from our childhood or right before, the generation that came before us kind of deal. So definitely sad to watch as it happens, but you want to honor those people and, wish their families the best.
Now, we do have conventions happen because it's easy to forget about them, right? There's always new faces, new names coming up. And I mean, honestly, Robert Redford, loved his stuff, but he kind of like escaped my mind until the announcement. And I was like, dang, went back and watched Sneakers. It's very unfortunate.
Favorite Robert Redford movie, guys?
Favorite? Oh.
That's not The Natural.
I like Sneakers.
Gosh.
I think I have one that might surprise you, and people are going to look at me differently when I say it, but I just like the movie a lot. Up Close and Personal with Michelle Pfeiffer.
I don't even remember that.
He played he was her boss and love interest. He was a newsman, and he had a rough career. It didn't go the way that he wanted to because he didn't take no crap. And he was a straight shooter. He didn't play the game. He didn't kiss butt. So anyways, he's late in his career and he's no longer an anchor. He's actually reporting again out in the field. And anyways, at the end of the movie, his character dies. And he was reporting a civil war broke out in one of the, South American countries. Anyways, it was a very underrated film, and I really did enjoy it quite a bit. See what the chat is saying, if they're saying anything at all.
I don't know. Legal Eagles always comes to mind. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I always go back to these '80s era movies. I don't know that Legal Eagles is going to go down in history as Robert Redford's best movie.
I appreciate All's Lost. I don't know if you saw that one, because that was one of the more interesting movies that didn't have any dialogue. It was very captivating. That was all based on physical performance.
The Natural is one of the greatest sports movies ever made.
I mean,
it always will be.
It's a perfect genre movie, right?
It is. And I'm a sucker, and always have been a sucker for the older comeback story against the odds. You're not quite in your prime anymore, but you got a little bit left. You know what I mean? That's kind of what The Natural was for me. Loved it. Just loved it. So it might be in my top 3 sports movies ever.
And Debbie's naming the Sting. Of course, the Sting is another very famous Robert Redford movie.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so we do have several super chats, member chats that we're going to go through here, and then we're going to get into some more news here in just a minute. Got a lot of things to talk about. Scott Westbrook sends in a $10 super sticker.
Thank you. It was a thank you sticker.
It is a thank you sticker. So thank you so much to Scott for doing that. And we've got some super chats that aren't even able to be highlighted. They happened during the pre-show. They're not available for me to highlight at this point. Sodak Chopper sent in a $4.99 super chat. It says, cannot watch tonight at Fan X with family. Baywatch Babed loved on Droid Pool. That is hilarious. He's got his chopper. That's like a mixture of Chopper and Deadpool. Oh, thank you for doing that. So have fun, Sodak Chopper. You were missed, sir, and tell us some stories. And then Venger sent in a 10-pound super chat. They're
out of order, Coach, for some reason. I don't know why they're out of order.
Oh, yeah, they are. You're exactly right. Sodak Chopper, I'm sorry, Venger, 10 pounds. What the hell happened to Alien Earth? So much potential, and it turned into Super Synth Girl and her pet Xenomorph. No explanation how Wendy could speak Xeno and telepathically link to the Xeno. I agree with all of that. We talked about all of that in our Patreon video. It's just, it did not stick the landing. I don't know if Knee-Pain watched Alien Earth or not, but
up to episode 3, and it's kind of fizzled out my interest. First 2, I was really like, okay, I'm on board.
Same.
And yeah, after 3, I don't know. I don't know when you started fizzling out, but after 3, I was like, I'm done. I don't know. I didn't care to tune in for 4th. That's my partner was watching it. I was downstairs cooking it. I was more interested in doing the dishes, honestly. So.
Yeah, it was kind of a chore to watch episodes 9 and 10, and Nick and I were laughing when the last episode ended. We were like, Nick was like, "That's it? Oh my!" And we just started laughing. Like,
well, you were razzing me about not getting on Rogue Sarge's. I think it was Rogue Sarge, right? On Rogue Sarge's stream, you were razzing me, and I said, "Son, I'm struggling through this finale right now. I can't." And then because you had not watched it yet. It was one of those things where obviously the finale was what I would consider to be what we would normally consider to be like a mid-season finale, right? If you had a regular show that would go on for 20 episodes or whatever, it seems like the way they ended this after 8, because even Hawley said, "Oh, I'm used to getting 10 and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other."
Yeah.
But because of the way they ended, I'm like, well, this is more like a mid-season finale, right? Where you would expect then after a hiatus to come back, and pick up with the rest of the story. So obviously they're hoping for a season 2. I mean, I don't know how many people would want to tune into a season 2 after the way this one ended, because it was very off-putting. I think after all that time invested.
Venger, thank you so much for sending in that big 10-pound super chat, man. We greatly appreciate it. Alien Earth was on the docket for tonight, so we're going to go ahead and do this now because it's just the perfect timing. So I'm gonna push this one up, guys. So it's exactly what Venger's saying right here. They're trying for a season 2. I think that was the whole aim. I think it was obvious that the show was written in such a way where they were not only were they anticipating a season 2, they're counting on it. They're banking on it. And I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not trying to just be a hater. I wanted to like the show, but I got to think what I think. I've got to be honest to me. And I don't care about a season 2. You didn't give me any reason to care. It would be such a hard watch for me. Risman, me and you talked on the phone the day after we watched this mess, and we were laughing on the phone. And you were explaining to me I would have to watch just out of the sheer, what the heck are you going to do now? Like, Yutani is minutes away from being there and wiping them all out.
Yeah.
What story is left?
And And plus, all of the people, at least for me, like the villainous, Prodigy, basically everybody associated with Prodigy in their own way ended up being a villainous character, right? They're all there together. I'm like, you better keep all of these people going in some way in season 2. Otherwise, pretty much everyone I enjoyed in the first season is out of the picture, right? So I just thought it was a really strange way to close down the storylines, if you will. They barely close them down, and sort of leaving it. And I don't know. I mean, part of me hopes that they bring it back because I would like to see the story continue. And then the rest of me is like, yeah, but if they give us 8 more episodes like this, and then they leave us now at the end of 16 in some weird way, is it worth it?
Yeah. So Brian Bring right here. Everyone says there are so many good stories in this, but it is not Alien. That was one of our main criticisms. I'm pretty sure Risman shared it with me. I've made this comment on our review. This was a movie or a show that just happened to have xenomorphs in it. It was not an alien show.
It's more like cameo appearances by the xenomorphs. That's
yeah, exactly. And you're showing the xenomorph to be humane because it can understand the clicky noises from Wendy.
Somehow.
How stupid can we be? You just literally cut the nuts off the xenomorph right there. Even the xenomorph falls under the spell of Wendy.
Yeah, with the ASMR, right?
Nick,
She's doing ASMR.
Nick, I know you're not in chat. Look, I'm clicking to Nick in the ether, and he will telepathically.
Maybe he'll pop up.
I just told him to get his ass here. Okay, all right. So, anyways, he probably didn't hear that, guys. That is a scene from Alien Earth. The xenomorph. I don't even know how far away he was in a cave.
Well,
and she starts clicking inside this base to communicate with it.
And not to belabor this point, right? But the synths were so stupid the whole time. And again, they were supposed to be children in adult bodies. They were so stupid until the very end when they were like, oh, we can be smart about this.
Exactly.
We can beat all these people. Let's band together.
Just because they decided to.
Yeah. Let's act like we can do what we need to do now. And then in what? A half an episode, they masterminded, getting everyone corralled. And I was like, holy crap, you could have done this 3 episodes ago.
Yeah. Michael, seriously, clicking the tongue charms a xenomorph? Yes, it does now, according to these people. Maverick. Oh, my goodness, Maverick.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Don't go that far. Okay?
That's a hot take.
Alien Resurrection is the worst in the franchise. And it had Sigourney. But it is atrociously bad. Like that. I can't watch it. It's so bad I cannot watch it. I was working at Movie Gallery when that came out. And I was like, oh, new Alien, let's go. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
You know what? I should go get that scene from Alien Resurrection when she's with the alien, when she's touching the head. She cuts her hand.
Yes.
And just like add in clicking.
Oh my gosh.
Then it will be worse.
Would you like to tell everybody what you got going on here?
The sheep.
Isn't that from Alien Earth?
Oh, sure. Might as well. And look, the sheep was the coolest thing about the show.
Yeah.
In the end, anyways. And then what? We got no payoff with that. None whatsoever.
Don't forget
they foreshadowed the creature speaking. Yes. I'd love to have a conversation with you because you're actually like on my level. I'm Boyd Cavalier. Dude, it didn't even happen.
And then they batted that eye around like it was a baseball and a soccer ball, and they were kicking it and hitting it. It was almost like a comic. I'm laughing. I'm like, is this supposed to be funny?
Yeah, it was like a Tom and Jerry episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, so that is our take on all things Alien Earth.
Coach still gave it a 7 out of 10, though.
Whatever. No, I didn't.
Solid 7 out of 10.
I think I gave it for an alien show, I gave it a 2. If it was just a random sci-fi show that's not alien, I would give it a 4. It's the worst thing I've watched since The Acolyte. Agree or disagree?
Worst thing since, I don't know. I watch a lot of trashy things.
I don't watch a whole lot.
But I enjoyed this more than The Acolyte. So I mean,
no
it's
way.
hard.
The Acolyte was prime television, man.
Are you making so much money off the reviews?
Define enjoy. What do you mean enjoy? We laughed harder than we've ever laughed reviewing The Acolyte.
It was entertaining for the
There's
wrong
no
reasons.
way you enjoyed this show more than The Acolyte.
I
can
did
enjoy something that's hilariously bad.
but I didn't like The Acolyte. I like this better than The Acolyte.
Okay. All right.
Well,
This series, I mean, at least
The Acolyte was a worst show.
yeah.
I
in
at least
terms of
finished
storytelling.
watching The Acolyte. I have to
You
say
did?
that. Yeah, I actually watched the whole season of
on
Acolyte.
purpose.
I was going to
Oh.
review the whole season. See, I couldn't stomach reviewing the whole season. I got like past 4, and I was like, I can't take this. This is aging me too fast. I at least managed to make it. Then again, it's like only 8 episodes, but whatever.
Yeah. Want to give a shout out to my brother, Brandon, the anime guy. Hope you're doing well, man. You are the man. Love having you here. The asshole light. Brandon's always got funny comments, man. He always has. Let's see. Donna Hergenrether. I lost all interest in the last 2 Star Wars movies after your latest video, but at least I have the EBN family. 100%. We'll talk more about those Star Wars movies later in the show tonight, but I don't think there's a lot of interest with a lot of people. Like most of the fan base have moved on. To what? Probably not Alien Earth, but I don't know. We will get there, Donna. And then Donna Hergenrether also gifted 5 Echo Base Network memberships. So welcome aboard to all of our new members. Please give Donna a big thank you for that free membership that you received on her behalf. We want to say welcome to the fold. And this is for Donna, and this is for the rest of all of our new members. All right. We also got a $2 super chat from GraphWeb, the most consistent man on YouTube. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus, which I am about to do.
Coach,
Since,
you can't cancel it
why?
because then what about Mako Mermaids? Can't cancel it.
Oh. Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you, GraphWeb. And then we also have a member chat from Scott Westbrook. Everyone make sure to wish Donna Hergenrether a happy birthday. I don't believe it's her birthday.
It's not really her birthday. No, he was misled. He was misled.
She got a lot of birthday wishes in our group chat, but it is not really her birthday.
They're very
Thank
early.
you.
They're very early birthday wishes.
They are very early. Felix Quiros, member for 53 months. Felix says 53 months strong. Proud to ride with the EBN fam this long. Coach, Nick, and Matt, you guys rock. We've stuck together through the highs and the lows. Star Wars forever.
I think it's supposed to be an M. May the force be with you.
I'm like, what the?
The M is upside down. The M is upside
All right,
down.
the M is upside down. May the force be with you, EBN. We are, you are, EBN. And that is from a legendary member from Echo Base Network, Felix Quiros, Hall of Fame. So thank you, Felix. And we're going to miss you at ICCC big time. We're going to miss you big time this next time around. Ted's Nerd World, member for 56 months. We are, you are, Pizza Roll Network. Oh, do we even still have that?
It
I
was
don't know.
there. It was there at one time.
It was there. Ah,
Yes.
So
Mediator has decided 1 point Valiant Renegade. That is a very, very valid argument. Okay.
Bring me some pizza rolls.
What you're really saying, Valiant, though,
May the force be with you. For me to
Now that's funny. It's funny. But people don't realize you were going at Valiant's neck.
yes, we
son.
were having quite a conversation in that.
You and him were in it,
Mhm.
and it was
we were.
glorious.
Yes, we were.
And when Nick started that thing, you looked at him like, "Shut up." I am in the middle of attacking Valiant, and he is just taking it. It was awesome. So, and shout out to Valiant too. Valiant's been sending me a lot of messages and been very uplifting and encouraging. And yeah, shout out to him, man. So, anyways, thank you, Ted. Ted, I hope you could be at ICCC.
He better be.
He better be.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Oh, well, I know.
And
it's
Ted, I
Father's Day
shouted you
weekend,
out,
though.
Ted, in the Tron video that I did this past week. If you missed it, you need to go watch. Debbie Young with a $9.99 super chat. We love you, Coach. Hang in there. We will always be here for you and all of our Echo Base friends. Thank you, Debbie. We love you, Debbie, and you're Mama Bear. You're. I mean, all these people are Echo Base Network Hall of Fame. So, anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much. And I guess I'll read this one too. Matt Rissman, love you too, and Knee Pain, and even Nick.
Even Nick.
Even Nick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, girl. Thank you, Debbie. We love you so much.
Appreciate you, Debbie.
You know, I can honestly say this, and nobody will think bad of me. Being able to go to ICCC and as a member, as a group meetup, as a channel meetup, an EBN family meetup is what I should say, not a channel meetup. Getting to see Debbie and hanging out with her is one of the highlights. As a matter of fact, the highlight of my ICCC run, and I don't know, I've been to 4 of them, but the highlight is when Debbie and Donna picked me and Nick up, and we got to ride with them to the convention and just spend that time with them. It was so exciting, and I just absolutely loved it.
Listen, Derek and I got picked up by John Graber, and we saw our life flash before our eyes multiple times on that trip back to the hotel. I am sure. So, anyways, thank you so much, Debbie, for another big $9.99 super chat. Love you very much. Let's see, another EBN Hall of Famer. My girl Erica, Jedi Master Lawrence, has gifted 10 Echo Base Network memberships. We got to get her to come join us in Nashville for the convention. Jedi Master Lawrence, you got to make it. You got until June. So let's figure this thing out. Stay with the ladies. Let's get you with Debbie and Donna and stay with them. And you know you're going to be in good hands. So anyways, and if I could help you with that, perhaps let me know. But thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships from Jedi Master Lawrence, everybody. And welcome aboard to all 10 of those new members. As we always say here, you are Echo Base Network. I just played the new membership video, so I'm not going to play it again. But thank you so much, Erica, for doing that. That is very, very generous of you. It's a lot of new members in a short amount of time. And then Brandon, the anime guy, with a $2 super chat. Vision Season 3 looks like Season 1. Like Season 1 looks awesome. So maybe it will be. I didn't watch all of Vision's Season 2 or Season 1. I watched a few of them. I like anime, but I'm better at watching like a series that I like, not 10 short, different, one-offs, I guess is what you could call it. But yeah, if that's your jam, then you'll probably like that. So thank you, Brandon, the anime guy, for all of that. I saw a chat a second ago that I thought was interesting. I believe it was from Venger. Oh, man, I'm scrolling up. What did it say?
I'm trying to... That's what I'm talking about right there. I binged
all of Castlevania for the first time last week. I liked the second show, or the Nocturne, but the first Castlevania on Netflix is really good.
Yep.
That's not anime, it's animation, but man, so good. I loved that show. And Castlevania is a great franchise. 100%. One of my favorites. So I got the music in my head right now. Want to play it. So anyways, we're going to keep this thing rolling, guys. So a little bit of unfortunate news. If you are a Gremlins fan, they cannot get the project going. They are running into roadblock after roadblock. They've tried many times, but I'll say this. I appreciate the caution that we're getting from Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
He basically says, look, if we don't have the confidence that this is going to be great, then we're not going to do it. He's like, why do it if we can't make it great? He said, so that is our barrier to entry. That is our stumbling block. We've not gotten a story yet that we think is great. A lot of the people are on board to do it. The guy that played Billy he's really ready to do it. But it's just unfortunate. I wish most franchises would handle it like this instead of just bringing something back and just rolling the dice and hoping that people will like this and it'll revive the franchise. Gremlins seems to be doing it the right way, and I really do wish them luck. I would like to see a third Gremlins movie. I really would. With all of the other reboots and things happening, decades upon decades later, Gremlins 3, I feel, could be better than both of the Ghostbusters movies that came out recently. This is where you talk.
Yeah, I'm thinking, right? Because my first reaction was when they said it was being delayed, like you, that I was happy about it. And I go back and forth on this one just because I think we've talked about this so many times on these streams. Not everything needs another one. And on your point, sometimes another one, like I thought Ghostbusters Afterlife I really enjoyed it. Again, it really tugged at the heartstrings. I thought Frozen Empire was a miss, right? So it comes back to, you know what I mean? It comes back to understanding, which none of these corporations seem to be able to do now. Go out on a high note. Right, there doesn't always need to be another one unless you're stupid things like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer and all these that nobody is expecting it to be really that good anyway. You can get
Gilmore.
You can get away with doing some of these
Alien
things.
Earth.
Well. But again, Romulus for the most part was a good one. They're doing another one of those now. Maybe they should stop. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. It's like we have this since they have such a hesitancy to fund new projects, and they tend to gravitate back towards all of these reboots. In this case, if they never made a Gremlins 3, I think I would be just fine with that.
I'd agree. I was never a huge Gremlins fan. Like, I appreciate what it was about, right? And I appreciate the classics and what they tried to do. But I was never like, man, I need one more Gremlins movie in my life. That was just never on my radar, ever.
That's fair.
Other franchises like Jurassic World, $700-800 million, it's still making the money. It wasn't a good movie, right? But it's an example. You know what I mean? It's an example of a franchise that even though each one that's come out has made less than the one before, still making a hell of a lot of money. So I mean, that's your example of a franchise that's truly been run into the ground. So yeah, I mean, but yet Lego just put out a Gizmo, a Gizmo Lego set. I'm like, who's even gonna buy? I was like, well, maybe I'm the audience for it, right? So I mean, somehow Gremlins is still with us. So maybe they'll get this right and it'll come out, because I know whatever studio it is, it's the same studio that wants to do Goonies and all these Goonies 2 and all the rest of it. I know
no interest in Goonies 2.
I know they're really into this one. All right, the studio is very.
I know that's shocking, right?
I'm a Goonies 1 fan, but no interest in Goonies 2 as well. I think Jurassic will always have a leg up over all others because of the dinosaurs. My kids, future kids will, because dinosaurs was a real thing we learn about in history. We'll always know what dinosaurs are. If I was to ask my kids, do you know what a mogwai is? They would have no idea. They don't care. Same.
Well, now, Neepan, I'm starting to wonder if the only reason people know what dinosaurs are now is because of Jurassic Park, right? I mean, especially if no one's going to a museum anymore.
Look, Maverick, Jurassic movie print money. Brian, bring make something new, please. Look at the movie weapons, different, and it made. Look at the movie weapons, different, and it made money. Please stop ruining my childhood. So I would be okay with a Gremlins for the nostalgia, and it's been gone so long. And to be honest, Gremlins 2 was I like it, but it was a miss.
Yeah.
The first movie, I don't know if you could redo it, but I would like to see them try. That's one that I watched in the movie theater, and I'm with you, Risman. The first Ghostbusters, the third Ghostbusters movie with it had heart. It was done well.
Yeah.
And I thought Frozen Empire was not. It's really unfortunate that Ghostbusters movie came out after the death of Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
He should have been there and been able to be in that movie. And then it would have been like what Star Wars should have been able to do. Reuniting the biggest sin in cinematic history, not reuniting the original cast of Star Wars. Having them all three in the same movie, but they're never shared the screen together. That is how dumb the managers of Star Wars was. And
also last thing on Gremlins, I don't think I want CGI Gremlins running all over the place. If you're going to do another Gremlins, I want them to be puppets.
I agree.
Yep.
If you're just going to give me a whole bunch of CGI nonsense all over, I don't want it.
CGI puppets or CGI Gremlins and the volume and all that other like high tech nonsense.
That's
go old school or don't do it.
So what I hear you saying is George Lucas really did ruin movies.
No comment.
It's not film anymore, guys. It's not film.
No comment.
Film equals puppets. Digital equals the volume.
Well, and we're going to get there in a second, with this Mando and Grogu, or we should have just called it the Anzellans and Grogu, probably, given what they gave us in the teaser trailer. It shows, right? When it's not practical, it shows whether it's going to be on the small screen, whether it's going to be on I'm preaching something Neepan could preach to us ad nauseum, right? But it shows, you know what I mean?
We're going to get there. I want to know Neepan's thoughts about this Mando Grogu business.
Oh, I saw some of his thoughts online. I know exactly what he's going to say about some of the shots in this trailer.
You didn't see the video I posted? Actually, it wasn't my thoughts. It was everyone's.
Oh, I love that. Coach couldn't get through it. I loved it.
Former Lucasfilm employee, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there's only 57 people here, Neepan, so I think we're good.
I think everyone knows by now. But
we're not what we once were, but we will be again.
He's talking about that video I sent you where he took all of the, the lyrics and made it into a song. I was talking about your Twitter comments when somebody asked you, can you analyze the trailer from a VFX perspective, and you were like blah, 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 all this crap. So we can get there.
Hilarious. Debbie Young, $9.99. If my son Kevin can stay with one of you guys at the Icon, I'd be happy for Jedi Master Lawrence to share my room. We'll work all that out.
Never got time to figure it out.
Yeah, we sure will. We would be happy to do that if Jedi Master Lawrence and all that, if all that works out. So we'll talk about that. No worries at all. Let's see. You guys are on fire in the chat. I am loving it. But Brian Bring's comment about making something new definitely resonated with me. The other thing that I'm concerned about is going to be Voltron.
Oh.
Okay, give it to me.
So I caught I guess the algorithm spit it out to me, but Mr. H Review, who I know,
I saw he did a video. I didn't watch it, but yeah.
He did a video. Somebody he knows went to a Voltron screening. a very early recent screening of the movie. Apparently they're a huge Voltron fan, this person, and they were quite pleased with what they saw. Now they're saying again they believe it's going straight to streaming, and from what they saw, they wished it would not go straight to streaming. But I can tell you, based upon the way Mr. H described the plot that he heard from this person who saw the movie, it is not our fear. It's not that Henry Cavill's character is some washed up pilot that needs to come back and yada, yada, yada. The movie is about training a new group of young people to fly the Voltron parts, right? The Lions. And it is, and they are going against the normal villain, right? It seems very true to what we knew. Yeah, to what we knew from Voltron. And I think Henry Cavill is playing the son of the king and his wife, the queen, that got married, and he's their son, or something like this. The person who saw it was very, very excited by it and said, gosh, if they don't put this out in the movie theater, it would be a miss. And this was before all the VFX even was finished. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, I hope that the movie is good enough. Whether it's in... I would rather it be so good that a sequel is demanded rather than it's in the movie theater. You get to go see Voltron in the movie theater, but it's not that good. You know, I want to see this franchise brought back to life. That's important to me. Just like Tron.
This popcorn bucket is crazy.
Just like Tron.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you go watch Tron on October the 10th, if you do on opening day, October the 8th for IMAX people, if you want to go see it, a special screening, you could get the Tron popcorn bucket there. There's all kinds of goodies. Look at that. LED popcorn bucket. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's going to look great in my display case. Then there's the LED popcorn bucket arcade cabinet for Tron Ares with the blue joystick, the iconic blue joystick. Then there is the circuit board LED. Still cool. Yeah. Still cool. I might have to get all of this. I'm not going to lie.
How much was I missed it. How much was the light cycle one? Did it say?
$75.
Marcus Theaters. I don't even know what a Marcus Theater. You won't even be able to get that. Unless Debbie works at a Marcus Theater.
She doesn't. She works at Cinemark.
She's at Cinemark, right? Okay, yeah, because
I've got AMC here.
Me too, AMC,
yeah. Let's see. Cinemark. The mid-tier popcorn bucket for the movie, $30. That's this one here.
Yeah.
And then $27.50, more traditional popcorn bucket.
I'd pay $30 for the arcade one.
Yeah, and then there's the buckets right there, which I think is cool. And then look at that, the cup.
Oh, that's cool
with the light cycle at the bottom. That's freaking dope. So, Debbie
said she's not getting that one, the light cycle. She said in chat she's not getting it.
Debbie, I want everything Tron Ares that we can do. You let me know what you need.
Wait, this says that the other major retailers, so maybe it isn't only coming to Marcus Theaters. They're just saying that Marcus Theaters was the first one to put up a picture and a price. So we'll have to stand by on that.
It's more of a showpiece than a bucket in a practical sense.
Oh, yeah.
So you will need to lift the lids on each wheel to place. I'm not putting popcorn in that.
I would never put popcorn in that. Could you imagine trying to clean the grease out of it? No way. No way.
That's to keep. So, you know, but it's going to suck for the people that buy a $75 Tron display and then they go watch the movie and the movie's awful.
No, this is still good though.
You
don't have to say it's from Tron. Does it say Tron Ares on it? If it doesn't say Tron Ares on it,
it's obviously Tron Ares because of the color scheme. That's Ares himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, oh my gosh, Brian, with a $19.99 super chat. Here is to the Bucket Fund. Holy crap, dude! Thank you so much. I am going to play a video for you, sir. Look, we are your Echo Base Network. Thank you for that super chat, Brian Bring, and your 1999 super chat. I'm getting that popcorn bucket. All right, guys, up next, we got a message at a convention lately. Bruce Boxleitner, who played the original Tron. He was also Tron in Tron Ares. I'm sorry, Tron Legacy. That's him right here on the right, speaking to the masses. Here's what he has to say.
I'm going to put in a shameless plug here. Please go see Tron Ares. I'm not in it, but please go. And anyway, I want you to support that movie because Tron seems to have an interesting relationship here. They like it, they don't like it. I don't know. It is an original franchise. And I'm hoping this new movie will continue it on. And the only way that's going to happen is if you, the audience, go to it and go to movie theaters. Don't sit back and wait for it to be streaming. Go to the movie theaters. Box office is everything. The opening weekend is all important. When the numbers come in and they get it right away, if it doesn't look good, we're never going to see Tron again.
Right there. Right there. If the opening weekend is not good, we're never going to see Tron again. That is a crazy thought, and I believe he's right. Thoughts, guys?
I mean, I was just trying to look up. Do we know how much the budget was for Tron Ares? Is it in the article?
I am not sure. You know what? Here, hang on. I can tell you.
Looks like I see here it's someone speculating $150 to $200 million budget with a potential.
I got 150 to 170, 170 more likely.
With a predicted opening 42 to 46 million. So I agree, generally speaking, that if it doesn't do well, there won't be another one now. But we used to have a definition of well that people seem to understand and accept. And yet we have examples of films here recently that clearly weren't, they weren't, they didn't make money, right? They weren't profitable, but yet studios and other people are saying, oh, this is a success. We can do some more of this and so on and so forth. So it comes down to, if it cost $175 million and it makes 300 or 400 million, which I think is likely, that's probably enough.
We need this to be a massive success, but the movie has to be good, bro. If I go,
it doesn't have to be good for everybody to buy one ticket.
So that's the thing. Like, as a fan of the franchise, I go watch the movie. Let's say we've been here before with other franchises. I don't want to see Tron go the way of Star Wars.
Or Aliens.
Thank you.
Honestly, I don't want another one. I want this one to be good. I want to respect the franchise, and I want to basically wrap up the franchise because I don't want to leave the door open. I want to be successful. I want people to make money. I don't want people to lose their jobs, but I also don't want to motivate studios to keep trying to make acceptable ones like the Aliens franchise and just keep giving us shit and just dumping on franchises and IP that we used to love.
Here's a crazy thought, guys. I don't know if you guys have thought about this in these exact terms. Tron Legacy came out in 2010. Ares comes out in 2025. It's been 15 years. If Tron is the kind of franchise that, let's say this movie is really good and does well, we don't get another movie for another 15 years. But we do get some streaming shows and an animated show. I would be okay with that. Let me get Tron. Get me back into that universe, similar to Dune Prophecy, but better. You know what I mean? But if we don't get Tron on the big screen for another 15 years, and if we don't get Tron on the big screen every 15 years, if that's when we get it, then how many more Tron movies are we going to get to see, guys?
Again, I think if the movie makes $400 million, they'll say it's a success. That's just what I think. Right? Thunderbolts didn't even make $400 million.
Yeah.
So
you're how much profitability? So if
it wouldn't be profitable at 400.
If the budget is 170,
you got to
not
make at least
including marketing and all that, and it brings in 400 million. That's about where Tron Legacy was.
Tron Legacy was 400 million in those.
And the budget was 150 for that movie, and it didn't make enough profitability for Disney to greenlight or not. They greenlit it, but to follow through with a third movie until now.
400, 425-ish is a probably break even, right? If you do the 2.5 multiplier. I know everyone likes to use everyone likes to use their own way to do that. I think it's very likely the movie will make at least $400 million. I don't think this is going to be anywhere near a $700 million movie. All I'm saying is I think if it gets into the 400s, it's going to be good enough for them to say, yeah, we can keep going with something. Now, on your point, Coach, something doesn't necessarily mean it has to be another movie. They could completely put it on Disney Plus. They could animate. They could do whatever they need to do to keep those rides in the park solvent and the merch selling.
I'm wondering if part of the reason that they followed through with this project is because it is like apparently 50-50 the grid, the new grid, and Earth. And from a production standpoint, it is cheaper because you're not solely in the grid the whole time. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. We're getting a lot of cinematic shots and stuff on Earth as well. But I guess my ultimate point is Tron Legacy had a budget of $150 million, the same almost as this movie. And that was 15 years ago.
And it's much cheaper to do, if you think about not only the money, but how much cheaper it is now to do some of those shots. And remember, they are doing some in the NCOM. One of the clips, had bit, and he grabs the thing and he goes in the classic light cycle, and he was like, he even says classic, and then there's Bridges, laughing about it. So I mean, I think there is some things they're doing here. And
where's that clip at?
It was in it. I sent it to you. It was on. It was in a teaser that came across.
I need
online.
to see it again.
Yeah, but I mean, he's in the old light. He's like classic, and then Bridges. But I think I don't really have concerns about the VFX or the way in which they're going to integrate real world and grid stuff in this movie. Where I think I have the concerns, just like some people are saying in the chat, and some of the other clips that are starting to come out now. It does have the opportunity to be a little bit girl bossy, right? I mean, there's some things that looks like is coming in this movie that is a little getting tired now, in regards to how they're structuring the story and who's going to do what to whom and all of that. And that, not to mention the Jared Leto factor, right? A lot of people just don't like him. And let's face it, the movies he's been in most recently, none of them are blockbusters, right? So there is a little bit of a Jared Leto curse that's going on here as well. I just hope that we can rise above all of that and that the story is a good one.
Yep. Zoran the Barbarian. Man, you've been on it today, bro. Thank you. It has been a pleasure having you here. Sadly, Leto is just not a likable person or a star actor that brings in customers. I completely agree.
He's talented, but he's not likable.
He's a huge Tron fan, though, which is odd. I mean, he knows his trivia, right? He was in a trivia clip and all that. I mean, it doesn't mean nothing to nobody, right? Whether he's a Tron fan or not, an actor is an actor. Sure. I'm with Knee Pain. I mean, I think he can act. He's just, all of his movies are bombs.
Yeah. This one can't be, man. It's Tron. Yeah.
9 Inch Nails doing all the work for it as well.
Yeah. And look, I mean, the soundtrack for this movie might be better than Tron Legacy.
And that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk. And here's the thing. For everybody in the chat, I've seen a couple of comments. I love Tron Legacy. Tron Legacy is my 4th favorite movie of all time.
Then you're going to hate me, Coach, because I got to screen Tron Legacy in the Skywalker Sound Theater where they mixed it. That soundtrack was bomb.
I don't hate you. I envy that, though.
It was an amazing experience.
So
I think it's part of the reason maybe I loved it so much. It was just it was audio porn for me. It sounded amazing.
The identity discs that came out with the movie in the toys, the identity discs for Kevin Flynn, Sam Flynn, and Rensler. I got all 3 of those full-sized human 1-to-1 identity discs.
Oh, nice.
In the package on the way right now, with a lot of the ships and action figures still never opened. Those identity discs, they cost like $200 a piece today. I bought the entire collection for $200.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, I will buy all of your Tron toys. Here's my shipping information. And they're on the way right now. I cannot wait for those to get here. Speaking of Tron Legacy, it is trending right now. Screen Rant, it's trending so much out of the blue, right? No, not really. Tron Ares is coming. You would expect this. But Disney has reported that it's like number 4, the 4th most watched anything on the Disney Plus streaming service. Risman, your little naked eye caught something on Disney Plus a few days ago. You thought that the brand new 4K releases might just be on Disney Plus.
Not only did I think that, but I read somewhere that on the actual release date of the Steelbooks, any place it was available digitally was going to be switched to an upscaled version. Now, I don't know if that's true because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it beforehand. You had said you watched it right around the time they were making the switch.
Yes.
But what I saw of the original Tron when I was watching it just on a whim the other day, it looked so clear that I went to a YouTube to find old footage of the Tron, and it's night and day's difference. So somebody's done something to it.
That's awesome.
If you have access to it, and now of course if you've bought it in the library, I would be very curious to know if you bought it in a digital library, did it get updated, or is it whatever version was out there last? I don't know.
This is interesting. I just found the seems legit. This is on the Nine Inch Nails channel. The Tron Ares soundtrack is on.
Yeah,
Spotify.
They dropped the soundtrack about half a week ago or so ago now.
I just noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Look, I'm going to be there day one. It's a must watch.
Yeah,
very excited about it. I hope the movie is worthy as a fan of the franchise.
It's got to be better than One Battle After Another. Sorry, I hated that movie. I watched it last night.
I know. I saw you are not the only one. I'm going to see it tomorrow, but you are not the only one. And I watched Chris Gore and Alan Ings review ahead of time, and they hated it.
I need something to recover from that one.
What movie?
One Battle After Another.
Okay. All right. Well, so now here's something that is going to get people fired up in the chat based on the temperature in the room and what I'm reading here. I mentioned this in a video that I did solo a couple days ago. The Tron Ares director, gentleman from the Netherlands, I can't recall his name, Ronning, Joachim Ronning or something like that.
Yeah.
Tron Ares director revealed his one critique of Legacy, and he makes a good point. I disagree with Yoo-Hoo Entertainment that says this. His one critique, guys, he says, this is the director of Tron Ares. He said the original Tron movie and Tron Legacy did not have heart.
I hated that.
And it pissed me off.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You're making the new Tron movie and you're going to throw a stone at the original movie? How could you possibly say that Tron Legacy did not have heart? That movie was all heart to me. A father and his relationship with his son reconciled.
A father sacrifices his life to save his kid? No heart? What are you watching?
And I worry about that because someone who, to me, kind of trashes on the movies he's building his movie on, it feels like he just doesn't respect those movies, those characters. So that part does have me a little bit worried.
Agreed. Totally.
Well, remember, he didn't write it, though. I keep going back to this. I don't know who wrote it, but it wasn't that guy.
He's just directing it.
He's just directing it.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully the script and the rest of it. Now, again, from what we know about the story, I guess the heart would be, Tron Ares trying to do the right thing by, by the world, so to speak, and what his motivations are. So I agree. I don't agree with the statements either, but I was at least comforted by the fact that he didn't have nothing to do with writing the script. He's just directing the actors. So,
and hail to my friend Donovan Bradford. Donovan says, "You're going to hate me, coach, but I never got into Tron. It just never clicked with me." Bro, I don't hate you for that. You know that. I totally get it. You're not alone. There's a whole lot of people that feel that way. And look, that's why we're talking about Tron like we're talking. We're not talking about Tron like it is a smash mega hit franchise. It never has been. But I think the three of us recognize, Payne and Rissman, that it could be. It could be something way bigger than it is. Disney obviously wants it to be. I think, they're definitely putting a lot of eggs in the Tron basket with the rides and things.
There's something about that keeps drawing in both the studios to invest in it and us as fans still wanting to believe in it. So there's something there, something magnetic.
Yeah.
We just hope they can actually show us what that is.
We'll see in almost, 2 weeks ish?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just around the corner now.
Cannot wait, dude. Like, very excited for this. This is the movie, and this is like, my daughters love Tron Legacy. Like, my oldest daughter, it might be her favorite movie. She has watched Tron Legacy probably a dozen times. I know I've seen it 50. She's seen it a dozen times, and she loves it. She got the soundtrack on vinyl.
Goodness.
She loves it. When we take road trips, she makes me listen to the soundtrack.
That would be a good bop to get you moving down the road. I could see that.
When we go to Disney, she's all about the Tron ride. I'm in the store buying the toys.
Yeah.
This is like a family thing for me. And what's crazy is I loved it since it came out in 82. In seeing the original arcade cabinet in the movie theater, like with all the arcade machines.
I remember.
And me being drawn right to that one and putting my quarter in and dying almost instantly because I didn't know what I was doing. That happened to me. Tron taught me a great lesson. Watch somebody play before you spend money on it.
100%.
So anyways, now we're going to shift gears a little bit and we're going to go right into From Suck to Blow. By the way, we have it on good authority. That is the name of the second movie.
As much as I would love that, I think it's very unlikely.
Very unlikely. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm kidding. So Rick Moranis officially ends his retirement. Last time he was seen on screen, I believe it was 1997. With one of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
They were shrinking somebody. Yep.
Shrinking somebody. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the full cast has been announced. Missing from that full cast is Michael Winslow.
Yeah.
He is not announced. Doesn't mean he's not going to be in it.
Thought I saw something. Let me check.
And I had to look it up because I was like, did he die? And I didn't know. And he's still with us. I looked it up.
I saw him in a video not long ago.
Yeah,
doing all his sound effects. Dude, he did like the opening 5 minutes of Star Wars, where he makes all the sound effects and he says all the lines, and it's so good, like incredible.
Well, he and also Tim Russ. We talked about Tim Russ being missing also ostensibly from the cast.
He is not in. Oh, he's not in the cast listing. And then we got this image here. Richmond, you want to tell everybody what that is?
Yeah, this is them spoofing on the table read from, or the original cast announcement table read from The Force Awakens. And one thing we didn't notice when we were doing the video coach is there's Pizza the Hut. There's a pizza in that chair. You see it in the lower right hand corner.
There.
There's a pizza. We didn't even notice the pizza was there. But then you've got the
and look, there's one of the helmets.
Yep.
You got
Brooks is on video. It looks
Brooks.
like. And then his costume, Yogurt's costume, is next to the fire hydrant.
Right there.
And that's Gad next to the
you
fire.
Got the king's crown right there.
Yep. And so he's next to the fire hydrant. So we assume he's playing, Barf's son. And then in the right hand corner where the they cheekily put that cooler inside of a box.
There's Rick Moranis.
Yeah. In The Force Awakens, it's R2D2. R2D2 is in that place in The Force Awakens. Whose shoes are those? I just noticed a pair of shoes. Oh, those are yogurt shoes underneath Mel Brooks.
I have no idea.
Yeah, those are yogurt shoes.
But there's Bill Pullman.
Mm-hmm.
There's oh my gosh, she looks great. Daphne, whatever, Zuniga, that played Vespa.
Yep. Isn't that Mel Brooks right there or not? Right next to her on the couch?
No, that's not.
Not old enough.
But yeah, that looks. I'm really excited about it. It's awesome seeing Rick Moranis there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sad, that that's one of the things that happens when so much time has passed and people have left us. John Candy, not here. Who else was in that movie that's no longer with us?
Wasn't Harvey Korman in it? Or maybe not. I thought Harvey Korman was in it.
Oh, what's her face? Joan Rivers that played Dot Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm excited about the movie. I'm more excited for Tron, but I'm going to be able to dig some Spaceballs too. Now I will tell you this: my children have never seen Spaceballs 2.
Really?
They have not.
I guess I said really like
good call right there.
Yeah, I said really like that should be a surprise.
What's up,
I mean, I don't think Spaceballs, again, except for us old folks, right, who keep it like we talked about. To me, this is a very first memeable movie before memes were even a thing, right? I mean, it's just the whole thing is a meme.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't think it's just not been out and about as much as some of the other things that have been from that time, or the Mel Brooks stuff anyway.
Right. All right. So here we go.
Oh.
Ray.
Yeah.
Star Wars Starfighter. It appears that the movie is another lone wolf and cub kind of deal, where Starfighter, played by
Ryan Gosling, is on mission to protect the young kid who is the son of a female Jedi. That's apparently Ryan Gosling's nephew, which means the girl Jedi was his sister, I guess. Or sister-in-law. I mean,
something like that.
Because he's allegedly, another thing that's not been confirmed is that Eva Mendes, his real life wife, is going to be in the movie as his wife. Ooh. So it may be that she is the sister of Amy I mean, you could put all this together, but yes, he's supposed to be the non-force sensitive, because there was this Cade Skywalker nonsense that was floating around.
Yeah.
Gosling's character, not force sensitive, who gets put on task for some reason, we don't know why, from Amy Adams' character, who is a Jedi, whether that means she's a Jedi from Rey's Academy, a past Jedi, whether she's just a Force. We don't even know what Jedi means now, right? But apparently she's a Jedi.
Hey, peek Obi-Wan.
The kid, his nephew, is Force sensitive.
Yes.
And Gosling is tasked to protecting him against,
hey, Penny,
the villains that Matt Smith and Mia Goth are playing.
Right. So, and then it goes on. That's the premise that we know of, and now the most recent speculation is rumor, leak, if you will. At the end of the movie, Ryan Gosling delivers the Force-sensitive child to none other than Daisy Ridley's Rey Palpatine. And that's got some people pretty upset. Totally get it. This is Josh from Den of Nerds. Okay, this is true, and they are on a mission from Amy Adams to take the kid to Rey. That's right, Star Wars fans. It's cool. The cool Starfighter movie is about taking the Force-sensitive kid to effing Rey Skywalker. I effing hate it here. That's from Josh, Den of Nerds.
And this rumor has existed since the inception of this movie.
Yeah.
Right. Since the whole movie came about, since it's been thought that they're going to use this as a springboard or a bridge movie to bring in Rey content. And if there is a Force-sensitive child being portrayed in this movie, because remember the Rey film that was coming, the Obey Shinoy film, had a rumor originally that Rey was going to train two younglings, a young guy, a young kid, a male, and a female. So for all we know, this kid is the male.
Right.
That's going to come later. So again, this is getting legs here, I think, recently, just as some other things are coming out about sort of the familial relationships of these characters. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, they're taking the kid to Rey. And I'm like, yeah, who else would they be taking him to? I mean, I don't, not that I want it to happen, but I'm like, is this a surprise to anyone?
It's not a surprise to me.
I guess not at this point. I mean, not that I care much anymore.
Now, if Rey swoops in somehow and saves the day, right? They find themselves in the battle. They're cornered. They can't get out. All is lost, and then all of a sudden, here comes Rey swooping in, to save the day. That's a lot worse, in my opinion.
I agree, but it's going to be a negative. It's going to have an overall negative impact. Having Rey in any Star Wars movie,
yeah.
And now you're trying. I get what they're doing. They're trying to bridge the two movies together. One movie leads to another. Well, you putting Rey in the first movie, and the word gets out that she's in it, it's going to turn a whole lot of fans off, and they're not going to go watch this movie. If these two movies are as bad as I predict, and the Mandalorian and Grogu film is the best thing that they can do, we're done with Star Wars in the movies. We're done with it. This is it. And I'm okay with that because they can't give us something worth watching. 2 of your 3 movies have Rey in it. Let that sink in. Now, if you're here and you love Rey and all that, I get it. That's just not my thinking. If 2 of your 3 Rey movies have Rey in it, this is not the direction we need. What are you doing?
Well,
and it's the same thing over and over. It's the Mandalorian. It's Skeleton Crew. It's take this young kid or these young kids and protect them and keep them and watch over them and take them on to the other people. Like, man, this is getting old.
Well, not only that, but this is the movie that's coming out for the 50th anniversary. And they're also releasing some version, which may be the very original version of A New Hope for the 50th anniversary. Yeah. I'm very curious to see how these 2 movies will compare from a performance standpoint. Their opening weekends, their total draws or whatever. It's if the movie is bad, if it's a Rey thing and people get really turned off, they're going to look even worse because A New Hope will probably make more money.
Oh, it will.
Opening weekend.
It will.
Than this will.
So, great question by D Spirit. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Many have said we're done years ago. Why now? You're absolutely right, and I have said that as well. I think what we're seeing here with Star Wars is with each new show, with each new movie, more and more people leave the franchise. So the people who are still hanging on, they're like, no hope. Nick and I made a video earlier today, man, and the fact that even if Rey is not in this movie, in this Starfighter movie, two things. One, it doesn't sound like the plot has anything to do with starfighting. It's a poorly named movie again. And the second thing is, it's a movie, even if Rey is not in it, it leads right to her movie. If she's training the person that Gosling saves, I don't have any interest in that. I will tell you, just as a free side note, I was shocked that the young kid Gosling is in charge of is actually a biological male.
Oh, no.
I was shocked. I was not expecting that. Is that progress? No.
Well, and like we've talked about before, what this movie has had going for it up until this Rey business, even maybe the Rey business, putting it to the side, right? It has Sean Levy, it has Jonathan Tropper, it has a competent director, it has a competent writer. Now we've heard that the cinematographer is quite accomplished, involved with Top Gun Maverick and F1 and some of these other things. And so, and then we have known, I was going to say real actors. We have known actors here, participating in all that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if the movie gets ruined because they put Rey in and they had all these other things going for it, that's even worse, right? Because this movie would seem to have all of the best chances for success of any of the movies they've done recently, including now Mando and Grogu, given the very mixed reaction to the teaser. If the way they want to torpedo themselves is to have Rey in it, even though Levy said it's standalone, don't worry about it, none of these people are going to be there. Lucasfilm probably said, well, yeah, but you're okay with the Rey cameo at the end, right? And he's like, okay.
That's for Spirit.
To me, that's probably what went down, right? He had his whole story and all that, and they said, sure, condition is Rey comes at the end. And Levy's like, okay, fine. Right. But again, I a lot of people have an opinion that's going to be very detrimental to the movie. And then you have a very small contingent of sequels fans who are like, well, of course Rey should be in it. It's set 5 years after the rise of Skywalker. Why would she not be in it? It's in the sequels era.
Rey exactly is what original trilogy fans were saying during the entire run of Mandalorian, going, why is Ahsoka in this? Where is Wedge? Where is Mon Mothma? Where is Admiral Akbar? Where is R2 and C-3PO? Where's Han Solo? He didn't show up when what's-her-face said he was going to show up. What was her name?
I don't know. So many people said so many things. Oh, your friend?
Yeah, she talks like this.
Yeah. The Smoker's Cantina.
Smuggler's Cantina. Yes.
Whoops.
Smoker's Cantina.
Whoops.
Got her. All right. Let's keep this thing moving. Knee Pain did share this. Wanted to bring light to this. I'm not sure if he believes it's real or not. Knee Pain? Oh my gosh.
What
not the Auburn Tigers.
Those biscuits look good. Go for some biscuits.
Yeah, because when you brought that up, I remember seeing something on Facebook, but I can't verify that sources actually, if that's not AI.
So I can't look. It didn't let me play it. Didn't let me show it. Michael Winslow on the set of Spaceballs 2 with Mel Brooks is what it showed.
But it's hard to tell if it's because I tried to reverse search it. You figured that would have been in more news sources.
Mel Brooks didn't look 93 in that picture.
Yeah, there's some question of is that legit? So I was looking around trying to find something to verify that, and I couldn't.
All right, so here we go.
Well, no.
The finale.
The
Mandalorian Grogu trailer reactions are full of fans slamming Disney over Kimmel.
Oh,
what?
God.
I am not worried about Kimmel and all of that stuff. All that's going to take care of itself. We're only talking about the Star Wars part of it. Guys, what do y'all think? This movie, what are your thoughts? What are we thinking?
The whole teaser, and again, they weren't even sure what to call it, right? They released it as, and YouTube called it a trailer, StarWars.com called it a teaser trailer.
It's not a trailer.
It's
got 5 words in it.
It's clearly a teaser.
Yeah.
And to me, they should have called this movie The Anzellans and Grogu Go to Space. Right? The whole teaser was almost all of it was cutesy shots of the Anzellans, of which none of them are Babu Frick, by the way, but the Anzellans and Grogu out and about.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you had to say in one sentence, what would be the plot synopsis for Mandalorian Season 2?
Get Grogu back to a Jedi.
Okay. If you had to say in one sentence, what's the plot synopsis for Mandalorian Season 1? What is it?
For season one, I would say it was more around Din and Grogu on missions.
And what's the name of this movie?
Mandalorian and Grogu.
And you could have called Season 1 and 2 that.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Terribly named. Named.
I mean, teasers
The Mandalorian and Grogu. Hey, we're not Echo Base Network. We're coaching Matt.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like,
no, it's there, and it's the 4th version of the logo aside, right? They can't even figure out what to call the logo, right? And I don't think this is a Thunderbolts New Avengers situation, by the way. I don't think that we're going to go with this Mandalorian and Grogu until the movie premieres, and it's going to have a whole different title. I think
John's got it.
I think this is what it is. And it's very clear they're trying to do a reboot here. They're trying to go back to the original recipe. That's why he's got a Razor Crest again. That's why he's got a pulse rifle again. You know what I mean? That's why they're going on missions again.
They're really playing on the cuteness of Grogu. It's not going to work.
You know me, I've been over Grogu for years, right? And put me
I was never on Grogu's side.
Yeah, but put me to the side. The kids that were Grogu age, right? The kids that enjoyed Grogu in 2019, and I know we've said this many times, right? But by the time this
7 years older,
if they were seven then or 8, when this movie comes out, they're 15. Do you think they still care about Grogu?
Very few of them. Some of them, yeah. Oh, when I was 7 years old, I love that. Grogu's back. But most of them have moved on to football, basketball, cheerleaders, you name it. Fortnite, whatever.
And people who might have been following along, keeping up with Grogu and doing all those things certainly have cared less after season 3.
Yep.
Right. I'm not even getting into the whole season 3 of it all and where the franchise has gone and how
crazy
how all this has happened and the Book of Boba Fett business. I'm not even put all of that to the side. And then this teaser trailer. What's the hook? Why would I watch this?
Teaser trailer is supposed to tease you, make you want more. I wasn't teased. I was bored. It wasn't a teaser. It was just random shots, like whatever they had partially rendered. Some shots, like when he was fighting the droids, look like we call them slap comps early on. And when you're working on a shot, you quickly slap together the VFX element with the actual plate, and it's just kind of show like a work in progress. Like, is the lighting working? And like those shots look like they were just slap comps. They just got them off the VFX artists. They weren't refined. It was just like, hey, whatever we have that's off the render farm, just grab it real quick. Just send it to editorial, have them whip together something, and we'll throw it out there and call it a teaser. That's what that felt like.
So the 5 spoken words in this trailer that they're calling it. Try not to think sexually. Try not to. The 5 spoken words in order are: ooh, yeah, good shot, baby.
No, it's yes, impressive, and then good shot, baby.
All right, well, yeah. Pretty much I got it.
Didn't Sigourney say something?
No, she said nothing.
No.
Oh, no, she didn't. Yeah, that's right. She didn't. Yeah.
with her body language.
Yeah.
And the only sound you heard there was the stupid dish scraping against the top when she was grabbing it back from Grogu's force pull. I mean, to me, the coolest part of the teaser, two things I liked. I like Zeb in his hallway scene because why not? Right? He's jumping on the wall. He's got
Sure.
his thing going. And I like
Nobody knows who
I know
who he is.
I get you.
Like the general Star Wars fan.
No idea. And then the AT-ATs walking stupidly on a cliff. Right? They had so much better AT-ATs.
Donna, he texted 20 minutes ago and said that they're closing out and they're on their way.
You know, they had so much cooler AT-AT stuff in the footage.
Good
None
night.
of the footage they showed at Celebration or the subsequent D23s was in this teaser. Right? But they had so much cooler AT-AT stuff there. And then if you watch very carefully, there is a scene of him blowing an AT-AT up and he jetpacks out of it into a U-wing. That was kind of cool. And then there's an AT-AT falling off the cliff. It's not even the same one he blew up. Right? So, I mean, I just on Nepain's point, I didn't get the choices that were made to tease the things they teased. It was those weird action shots.
It had nothing to do with story, only Grogu and cuteness. That was it.
And then a bunch of creatures.
And a little
right?
action.
I felt like they were like, show aliens. Everyone's complaining we don't show aliens.
And the
Every other
AT-ATs.
thing was an alien.
It's like if we show AT-ATs, they'll be like, oh, it's Star Wars. So they're just like, it's a little bait.
And there was a few stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Right? Although there was a misdirect, he was looking through a monocle, and then when you saw the stormtroopers, it was a binocular. So again, they do these weird things in teasers by piecing things together. But I watched it, and a lot of people said this online. I didn't feel anything from that teaser. I'm no more inclined to be hyped for the movie personally after watching that teaser than I was beforehand. And probably a little less so because I don't need to see more Anzellans. I just don't.
Yeah, I agree. Sodak Chopper with $1.99 super chat.
back.
I made it. Hope you had a great time at the convention. This super chat video is for you specifically because it shows a droid that's way superior to Chopper. And just in case you missed it, it did say Echo Base Network.
Nice.
We'll talk more about that later. Nick's wanting to talk about it on a live stream.
Well, it'll have to be another live stream.
It will have to be another live stream.
So I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're just bashing this teaser every which way, but Sunday, so to speak. But I was personally disappointed. Now I know people that are out there. They thought it was the greatest teaser. They thought it was exactly what it should be for what's going to be a fun adventure movie. I think it really also just depends on what you think this movie is gonna be. Right? This movie is not going to be a lore-heavy, story-centric, moving it all along, important connective tissue to the story they've been telling in the Mandoverse. It's just not that. This is a Din and Grogu go on a side quest. Things happen while they're on the side quest. He gets another Razor Crest. And then the movie ends.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a version of Star Wars that feels like it's made for me. And as an older Star Wars fan, I felt like at one time, every version of Star Wars is made for me. I don't feel that at all. I have a very particular taste when it comes to Star Wars. I'm 4, 5, 6. And directly below that, I'm 1, 2, 3. And then I'm some Clone Wars and some Rebels. That's about it. that's about it. And then I'm some games and a couple of books, and that's about it. A lot of this other stuff, I'm just not digging. Anyways, we will continue to watch it. Nipane, do you have any thoughts? Any final thoughts on the Mandalorian and Grogu?
I gave up on it when I first heard the name. Honestly, that right there just killed it for me. I know it's like judging a book by the cover, but it's not how we named Star Wars movies. It was supposed to be, you know where I'm going with this. It just felt like no one tried at this point.
They have
it's like
named everything very pitifully.
And if they put that much thought into the name, then how much thought
of Boba Fett? They would need a book.
How much thought are they putting into the script? If that's the extent, because though these names go through a committee of people, all these logos, I mean, it's just so many people have to review it, and they do iterations and the design iterations, and they get printed, they get put on art boards, and everyone takes a look at it, and everyone's got to sign off on it. And it was like just one person accidentally released that and said, "Oopsie." You know, This is a whole group of people collectively made what I think is a bad creative decision.
Well, and it's almost like they didn't really make a decision at all. In other words, this wasn't ever even supposed to be a thing.
Yeah.
Right? When you talk about not even having confidence in it, it wasn't even supposed to exist. Right? And so we've thought this production is challenged from the very beginning because it was never even supposed to happen.
It's like accidentally, oops, here's a movie.
Announced by the StarWars.com scene in a blog, or the team in a blog online.
I mean, we still believe that this is season 4 condensed into a film, right?
It's not even it's not even that. Right? This is maybe 2 episodes from season 4
stretched
on made into a movie. It's not even the whole season.
That's how bankrupt we are, and that reeks of desperation. I don't know. Like, okay, all right, we'll see how this goes. In the meantime, I hope Tron's good. So, guys, that is going to do it for us. We've been live. For
by the way, one last thing, Coach. If we want to see how good the teaser looks theatrically, we can look forward to doing that before Tron, because it will be playing before Tron.
I will see it. So, but anyways, guys, that is going to do it for us. Thank you to Nipane and Rissman for being here. Thank you, Nick, too, I guess.
Yeah, great to see you, Nick.
Yeah, great to see you, Nick. Thank you for being here. Hold on. Let's here, we'll pull him up. He hasn't even been in chat.
Nope.
No reason that he couldn't be in chat.
Well, I think he's still at dinner, Coach. He's still at dinner.
Yeah. Thanks, I guess. We'll be back very soon. If you didn't notice, we came out with 5 videos this week.
Busy week for you.
And look, we're bringing it back, man. So strap on. Wait. Strap up.
Nope.
Don't strap anything.
The strapper.
Don't strap anything. No straps.
No straps.
We're gonna call it there, everybody.
Lord help.
Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for all the people who sent in a super chat and a member chat and gifted memberships. Welcome aboard to all of our new members. We'll be getting more content out next week, and we'll be live again. So until next time, as we always say, you are Echo Base Network. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care, everyone.
Later.
I'm playing this as the real outro.
N-O, N-O, no, 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 no. N-O, N-O, no, 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 no. N-O, N-O, no, 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 no. N-O, N-O, no, no, no.
Keep it clean, folks. No straps.
No straps.